Hey everybody, welcome back to Pearls of Wisdom. This is day 3 of the 50 plus challenge for making videos. And word on the street is you don't have to be 50. So I decided to come out and make videos, and I am the last of the boomers, and I decided that I am going to wear that badge proudly. So here we are. I look back my video talking about being authentic. I look back at my video yesterday and I'm like, what's wrong with that? Well, come to find out, it's like I had lipstick on my teeth. And I'm like, so what? So boink, I just hit the button and hit send. I told you I wanted to be authentic. I'm not editing. It is what it is. And talk about boink. It's like zoink and all those words from Batman. It's like no wonder we had a hard time spelling. They're not even real words. So anyway, here we are today. And I want to challenge you to do the same, to come out and make your own video. There are so many talented people out there that have been undiscovered, and there's every one of us is unique, and we can bring something to this world. So I would like to see what you have to share. So, oh, what a wild ride, right? Are we all breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief that voting is over? I'll tell you, it doesn't matter how you voted. This is just the beginning of what's going to be coming for us. I voted because I wanted to take my country back. I wanted to take our country back. I wanted to preserve my rights and my Constitution. So that's why I decided to vote. And this isn't a political channel, but it's a life channel. And so today I would like to talk about all of that. Uh, some really unique things that I had seen through this is watching both sides present themselves. The two things that stuck out through these last few months was one, even though it was a disaster in North Carolina, to watch that video footage of the people who live there and the community to support one another was just phenomenal. It kind of resurrected my belief in humanity again, and I thought, oh, it's like I want to move there. I want to be a part of that type of community within, those people, that they came together to actually help one another. I just think that is so phenomenal, and I hope that we can learn by their example and spread that more, you know, throughout the United States as the coming days become more challenging for everyone. We've already gone through that in the last 4 years. It's not like it's going to change overnight, but we can change our mindset so that we can change our future. The other thing that really stood out is, I mean, it's undeniable, is the fight, fight, fight. I mean, you have to hand it to Trump, man. That he was a badass. If I got shot, man, I'd be down on the ground, probably crying and probably pee my pants. It's just like I would not have responded like that. I don't know if you would, but I mean that was epic. So you have to hand it to him for that. So here we go with, you know. So I want to take a look back of what politics looked like years ago when I was growing up. There was a Democratic Party and a Republican Party. Unfortunately, it's just always been a, basically a two-party system, even though that there were all these other parties, and now there's some being created that's like I've never even heard of them. But that was the unfortunate part, where there was just the two of them, and the Democrats were always for the people, and the Republicans were for corporation and big money and lining their pockets. Well, that is all shifted. That it's it's not it's not my America, how I grew up, and the parties aren't the same, and they're not even, supporting what they used to be. It's just gone crazy, and I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around it and navigating all that. And the weird thing is that we've elected presidents in the past that one one of them, he was elected because of the color of his tie, that somehow that evoked people to vote for him. I can't remember if it was Ford or Nixon. We've voted for people on their good looks, which that's how Clinton got in, is he was one of the youngest ones at that point and good looking. We voted for somebody because they were black. That's probably the Obama. We felt like, oh, well, I don't want to look racist, so I'm just going to vote this. And, we thought we were being progressive. And so, I mean, it may or may not have turned out the way that you were anticipating, but it is what it is. We're learning as we go, and that's what it's about. And now we are faced with, oh, I'm just going to vote because yeah, this person she's female or she's black, or or I'm not going to vote for that person because they're orange or they're old. And it's, so that's what this one came down to, is that it was about what they look like, rather, or that we didn't like. So I don't like that, so I'm just going to vote for this. And we need to evaluate policy. We need to evaluate what truth is, because over the years, the influential elites have been recorded as saying that, we don't want creative thinkers, we want workers. So we've all conformed to, okay, I'll just, do what you say. And I think that's what's creating all the dissension, is people are evaluating their lives, and they're like determining, like, this is not where I want to be, or this is not who I want to be. And they're struggling to get that connection with who they feel inside they are versus what's being dictated to them, or what they think society is expecting from them. And I think it's becoming really hard for people to navigate that. And I think we're at a pivotal point right now where the shift is happening. People's eyes are being opened, and they're seeking that change. Which, I mean, that, it can be anything from your political views to your internal views, like we talked yesterday about the dash between the dates. What do you want to put in there in your dash? We've been operating with eyes wide shut, basically, is we're going along to get along, or not upsetting the apple cart. And I think people now want, to voice, have a voice for change, and we'll be seeing that. So that's why I'm encouraging everyone, no matter your age, is start your own channel. Right now it's so difficult to see what the truth is because of the IA now, is they can create anything and they can say anything, and you can't even discern whether it's true or not, or real or not. That's the scary part. Or anybody can get on YouTube and do stuff, and it's like, well, okay, that that's dangerous. Or for an example, I've seen people go on there and they start doing, food preservation, or they do wild crafting of plants and stuff, and it's like, that could kill somebody. So you have to have your own discernment to figure out what truth is. And that's what I'm saying here is use your mind, figure it out for yourself. Do your research, your due diligence. Don't do it just because somebody says so, because like I said, there's two sides to every story, yours and mine, but there's three sides to a truth. There's your truth, my truth, and then there's the real truth. Think about that for a moment. It's like, what does that mean? So, I mean, there's a truth out there, and I want people to look at it like, don't just read the headlines and, be a mockingbird and spew off, the little clippets that you hear. Really dive in and say, is this real? And can you verify, what you're hearing? And it's just really crazy because you can't judge a book by its cover because it could be plagiarized. There's always more to the story than what you hear. So I'm just asking you to delve in and really look, because you weren't there, or I wasn't there. So unless you're right there, you're not going to always know what that real truth is. It's just, I think it's kind of an amazing perspective. Wow, I'm just, my head's just going like, wow, it's so profound. And the other thing is I'm finding through all this rhetoric that we've just come through is we have a habit of assigning like good or bad, or good and evil, or whatever. And the thing is everything is neutral until we assign something to it. We assign the good, we assign a bad to something based upon our experiences. And not everyone's experiences are the same. So we may not all be in alignment. That's why I'm saying that it's really important to use that to invoke change, and just kind of come to see, take a step back and be a little more logical, because we are really going to need that skill set, coming here in the next coming years. I mean, it's not just going to change like, oh, somebody else new is in there, everything is going to, magically change and be better, and it's going to be all, lollipops and licorice or whatever, however the saying went. I don't know. I can't remember the song, but that would be another pearl of wisdom if I could think of it, but it doesn't matter. So basically, I just want you to find your own truth, and so that it resonates inside you, to where you in your being, in your core, that this is what's right for you. And even though that it's right for you, it may not be for someone else. And that's what the thing is we need to look at is that it's okay to have, what's right for you, and what somebody else does maybe necessarily isn't your business. You know what I mean? We have that balance for a reason. We have the light to expose the darkness, which we're seeing that in Hollywood right now, right? So, I mean, we have to look for, the little pearls of wisdom in that. It's like, look at that. We're now seeing the exposure for what's been happening in Hollywood, or the political realm, or just out there in YouTube land. And I mean, it's an amazing time and an amazing opportunity. What Again, are you going to put in your dash to define you and what your future looks like? Well, until next time, I hope you got some little pearls of wisdom, and we'll be seeing you tomorrow. Take care.